Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SifaCraft podcast. Your hosts this week are me, Sifa, and I am also here with Kitty.
Hello.
Hi, Jack.
Word.
And, of course, Cruz.
Yo.
All right, guys, how's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty damn snazzy, if I do say so myself.
First thing up, we got SifaCraft news. We have updated to 1.8, and all the really cool stuff that comes with that. And, of course, the Joker pack is still chugging along in its pre-beta state. And I think that's about it. Did I miss anything?
I think that about sums it up.
Well,
Okay.
don't forget to mention the SifaCraft in development. I mean, I'm pretty excited about that personally.
Oh yeah, your custom pack.
Oh yes, the Sifa pack, which I've been thinking about the name. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. I was throwing around a few different names. I was thinking about possibly Strive to Survive, something along those lines.
Ooh, that sounds dramatic.
Yeah,
I would try one that was called that.
yeah, something descriptive of what
I
it
got
is.
something you can strive to survive on.
Oh my God!
Oh Jesus
Oh,
Christ! Here we
dear.
go.
Edit.
Already. All right, that's about it. Kitty, what do you got going on?
I recently tried
Oblivion.
Divinity. Yes, yes, I did. I did recently try Oblivion. I like it. I think it's a good mid-step between the two. It's easier than Morrowind, I guess, however it's designed.
Mhm.
And yeah, I played that for a little bit. I played Divinity, Original Sin for a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I should like that game more than I do, because it's clever and it's full of stuff, but I don't know. There's something about it that just hasn't quite caught me yet.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a great game, but
It is.
it's just
It's
like
a fantastic game.
it's almost just kind of overwhelming.
Maybe that's what it is.
You know.
I
Yeah,
feel like I
it's
should
just-
like it much more than I do.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no hand-holding or telling you how to do anything
No.
or
No.
what the fuck to do, period.
Yeah, you have to kind of know your way around those type of games, I guess.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think when it comes to Divinity, you can't really let yourself get immersed because you have to
Right.
like just do blind exploration, and that's the only real way to figure anything out.
Yeah. Just have to guess and hope for the best.
Figuring out the range of your poison cloud so that you're not standing in it when you fire the arrow kind of stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
they do
But-
kind of show you that in the tutorial dungeon.
Didn't...
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. I didn't pay too much attention to that. I probably should have paid more
Well.
attention to that.
It did help a little bit. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
learn
And
how to
then,
look like a rock and walk around.
This is like a pretty expensive game too, isn't it?
$40.
40 bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$40.
I would say it's worth $40. You know, I mean, it's a good
it's
game.
full of stuff. It is not a game that is like lacking content in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
No,
But I
It's
think it
probably-
is like the complexity of it is maybe a little more than I was prepared for.
and it's
Right.
I gotcha.
very, very tough.
Yeah,
and
it is
it's
kinda tough.
Totally unforgiving.
And the progress feels... I don't think it's slower than it should be, but it is definitely slower than I'm used to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you
So-
actually have to like min-max your characters, which is
Oh.
something
Yeah.
that when me and Cruz were playing, we didn't really do.
We did not do.
Not at all.
Not at all. We were level 2, and we played it for like 17 hours or some shit.
Yeah, I chose as my first skill. I was a melee guy. I was like, well, you know, I'll pick archery. As
Yeah.
dear.
No, that was a terrible choice. I never even had a
Well,
bow.
No.
No? Oh dear.
No.
Well, that's not good.
I
let's
thought
see.
I thought I would have a chance to branch out.
You were an archer without a bow.
No. I was a fighter, but when I got my
That could
first
use a
level
bow.
and I got my point, I thought, you know what, I would enjoy being able to like attack enemies from range. So I picked the archery ability. But yeah, I never had the opportunity to ever actually do that. So I totally
I
wasted.
see.
No.
So yeah,
That's
I
it.
feel like
And
we
then-
didn't give that game a chance, but at the same time, it's like I don't know, like,
that
it's
is
overwhelming.
unquestionably a time sink game.
Yes.
That is, you need to put a whole lot of time to get the most out of that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's possible I'm just not quite ready to do that yet.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for
I mean, I
And then I
have it,
started-
so
Oh, what?
a commitment.
Yeah, definitely. And I started playing Dishonored, which is amazing, and I really enjoy it.
you know what? I have that game, but I have not played it.
It's really good. I try to do the stealth thing, and like when I finished the last level, my chaos level was high because I can't seem to just not end up having to kill everyone. Not good
Yeah.
at being stealthy at all, so I just end up in a fight with everybody. But it's really fun. I really like it.
Oh, might have to try that out.
And yeah, that's about it. Hi, Jack. What have you been up to?
Oh, well, I've been pretty much the same. I haven't really branched out a whole heck of a lot. The newest thing right now is the SMP crash landings that we're all doing,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
which is fun as hell. I enjoyed the fuck out of that. Of course,
Yeah.
I've got Morrowind. It's chugging along. Got Fallout 3, sailing along, I should say.
Yeah, no kidding.
I still want to do Path of Exile, some more of that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Divinity Original Sin is right now is going to be on indefinite hiatus.
Hiatus.
I think I may do some more Five Nights at Freddy's. I
Ah.
kind of want to
very nice.
I want to try to progress through it and see if I can get
That game
through
is
all 5 nights.
terrifying to watch.
More power to you, man. If you can do it. I mean, that's
Well,
That's good.
it's a puzzle that needs to be solved, and
yes. I have faith that you can do it.
and
Okay.
I also have The Witcher 2, sort of like waiting in the
Oh.
wings.
That's a good game, man.
And of course, I got my vanilla Minecraft,
Mm.
and just like everybody else, I'm looking forward to the Joker pack, and I'm also looking forward to the Sypha pack at this point.
Yeah.
Yay!
Looking forward to
Sounds
Give
like
It a
you're
whirl.
keeping busy, man.
Well, I do what I can.
That's awesome.
Morrowind
I think.
Wednesdays.
What's that?
Morrowind Wednesdays.
Morrowind Wednesday. So, what's your schedule for Fallout? Just
Well,
every other day, pretty much.
well, right now I've got it on Monday and Friday. That's
Okay.
my most recent. Oh, and I forgot Borderlands. Borderlands.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Borderlands. I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put all that up this weekend, and we have to record some more.
Yep.
All right, so Cruise, man, what's your jive bag been?
Well, actually, before I start that, I want to kind of go back to Divinity with you, Hijack. I think if we do go back to that, we should start over, start fresh.
I think that would probably be a good idea
Yeah.
because
So,
we were definitely not being max efficient with that.
no, we didn't know anything. We we didn't know anything about the game, so
Yeah, but
I think we could do a lot better.
I think we could probably do a lot better, and we could reduce the difficulty too.
Yeah, I'm not above doing that for sure. It's on normal though,
I know. It's kind of
We're gonna have to go to
embarrassing.
easy.
It's embarrassing to lop it down. But I saw Sorcerer Dave, man. He refuses to play anything but easy now.
Really? Holy crap, that's
He
crazy.
says the game is too hard otherwise, and even on easy, he says it's hard.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I mean, well,
That's good, I guess.
I mean, that comports with our experience with the game being fucking hard as hell.
But yeah, all right. So I've just been playing. Actually, I've been playing the crap out of. I actually just beat Metro 2033, and all the
You
videos
beat
are
that
being
already?
uploaded for that right now. And yeah, it was actually a short game. It took me like 10 hours to beat it. And but it was an awesome 10 hours. It was great. It's really story driven and dialogue driven. I really like it.
Yeah,
The characters are good.
It looks like fun.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun. It's really cool. And I've been playing. I'm in the process of playing Metro Last Light, which is the sequel to that. So that's pretty cool too. Having a lot of fun. I'm actually doing it no commentary as well. So
Yeah, no, that's kind of unusual.
yeah, but you know what? I enjoy it because then I can I can actually play the game and focus on it. Because it's a lot easier to do that than to have to worry about chit chatting and stuff like that. You can actually just get immersed in the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could do Fallout 3 blind, no commentary, but
That's completely different though.
is
You have
it?
way more options in that game. Way
Yeah,
more stuff
yeah, so
you could talk about.
Yeah, that's even more that you would have to become immersed in, though, and think
Yeah,
about.
I see what you're saying. But I don't know. I enjoyed it just because it was easier for me. And and Crash Landings. Also, did you guys notice it's kind of easy with 4 players?
Yes, it
doing
is.
Crash
Yes,
Landings.
it does seem
It's
to be
really
a
easy.
little bit on the easy side.
We should have all died at least 17 times.
Yeah.
Well, we're not allowed to die.
No. Yeah. What else?
Wasteland.
Wasteland 2. Wasteland 2 got that going on still. So that's a good game. I'm enjoying that. I'm not really playing a whole bunch of Minecraft vanilla. I don't know. I don't have the. I don't. It's. I don't know. It doesn't. It's not grabbing me right now. But I am excited about the Joker pack coming out. And I'm actually excited about Sifa's custom pack.
Sweet.
I want to give that a shot. And that's about it. So what do you got going on, Sifa?
Well, obviously you got Crash Landings going on, and I'm definitely going to keep up the multiplayer with you guys, but I'm definitely going to have to keep up my single player on that too, just because it's such a different experience.
It's completely different.
Yeah, it really is, and the terror and it just isn't there in the multiplayer mode. I also have Sky Factory, which I'm a couple episodes in at this point, and I will have some more of that coming out this coming week.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I like that.
Yep, and I am also obviously testing out the new tentatively called SifaPack, or whatever it is I'm going to end up naming it.
Strive to survive.
Strive to survive, something like that. Been jumping on the Joker Pack alpha or beta server every few days to kind of derp around on there. Now, I wanted to talk about something because I'm still getting messages and questions about Pixelmon. People, where is Pixelmon? Why haven't you done Pixelmon? Even though it's been like a year since I've done that. And I want to address that. I do not see me ever returning to Pixelmon at all. For a few different reasons. But
Why not, man?
The
Everybody
primary,
loves
yeah, I know everybody loves it. A couple reasons. Number one, Pixelmon is fun to play, miserable to record for the most part. It's so repetitive. But besides all that, the mod makers, the developers of Pixelmon are a bunch of ass hats for a couple reasons. They give you no distribution rights at all for their mod, which I can understand, okay? But they will just automatically deny you any kind of approval to put it in any kind of a mod pack or anything like that, which is, man oh man, it irritates me because, their intellectual property, except they stole their intellectual property from Nintendo. This mod has basically nothing original. It is just Pokemon added to Minecraft. That is it. All of the moves, the mechanics, the Pokemon themselves are straight from Nintendo. So why do they have the right to deny people the use of it? But that's completely beside the point, because a few months ago, there was some malicious code in their mod that came to light. And they could theoretically shut down someone's server that was running Pixelmon remotely through this back door that they had intentionally created. Now, apparently that is no longer in the mod anymore. Mojang actually got on their asses about it and were not very happy. But because of all that, I don't have any desire to touch it. I don't have any desire to deal with them, and I sure as hell don't want to offer any support to these people.
I don't blame
Fair
you.
enough.
No, particularly in light of the malicious code incident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just.
I think everybody should just sort of give these guys an arm's length or 10-meter cattle prod sort of distance.
Yeah, it'll never happen. They're going to continue to be very successful with it.
Yeah.
And that's a shame
well.
because they were, I'm not saying they don't work hard on it, but they really were kind of first to bat, and it'd be very hard for any mod trying to do the same thing to gain any steam.
Yeah. Oh well.
So anyway, news time, right?
Yes.
All right, don't have a whole lot really. I guess the biggest thing is 1.8 hit this week,
Yeah.
and it is glorious.
Yeah, for most part.
I heard that the doors aren't very great.
No, I think, well, most of the doors are pretty fucking ugly.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, variety is good though.
Yeah, I mean, more is better, but yeah, it's...
Well, I gotta tell you, the
I'm
spruce doors
definitely-
are beautiful.
Yeah, I went around and put some spruce doors around Spawn, because they're pretty much the only ones that are halfway worth of shit.
Well, what about the birch? It looks like a isn't the birch pretty decent?
Yeah, it's okay. The birch is okay, the acacia is okay. The dark oak is okay. But none of them look good.
But I mean, are they better than the standard Minecraft oak?
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily that they are.
Oh wow, okay,
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah, it's totally, lame.
They could have done way better.
The fences are all cool. I'm happy with all the fences.
Yes, that's definitely a good thing.
What else did it add?
Red sandstone.
Oh, okay.
And of course we have the recurring recreating itself end, which is fabulous.
Yeah, we got to get that figured out. And let's not forget that technically it is 1.8 that adds in the ocean monument,
Oh, yeah.
which is
yeah.
a fan-freaking-tastic
That's
addition
good.
to the game.
Yeah, we
That's
can go
cool.
back and look at all the snapshot stuff, like the mutton and all that stuff.
Yeah,
is also
yeah.
added in, technically in 1.8.
Well, I mean,
And,
everything else was a snapshot. The doors were part of a snapshot too. Technically, we just didn't have it until we
Yeah,
updated.
no.
So
Yeah, and I actually really like the new texture for the mutton. It looks a lot better with the
Yeah.
release as opposed to the snapshot texture. But I mean, that's a super minor thing.
yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. We have now all seen the first footage of "Don't Starve Together."
Yeah.
Yay.
That's, it looks kind of exactly how I pictured it would be.
Yeah.
Multiplayer, don't starve.
I am super stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited about that. That's going to be a good one.
Yep. I'm kind of wondering. I don't know how it's gonna work if it works more like a Steam thing where you open your game to other players, or if we could actually make like a persistent server. That's
I don't know.
what I really want to
I
know.
kind of, I kinda
would doubt it, man.
I doubt the persistent server thing, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's
I don't think you'd need I mean, I don't know. I mean, you probably wouldn't need a server to do it.
probably
No,
not.
I
would
imagine
think,
it probably working more like how Borderlands works, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Which I'd be fine
And
with
that
that
would
too.
be fine.
Because
yeah.
typically you don't keep a Don't Starve world for a super long time anyway.
Right. You don't need you don't need the server to be running in the background while you're
Right.
sleeping or something.
Yep, exactly.
Nothing's happening.
But it's still early, so there's going to be a lot of things that we have yet to find out about that.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of Borderlands, it was announced, I think it was officially announced anyway, that Borderlands 2 is going to be coming to Linux and Steambox.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool.
That's very cool. This is one of the first AAA games that is making
Wow.
the jump to the Penguin.
Okay.
Awesome.
So
Oh,
that is
good for them, man.
excellent news. I am super happy about that.
Right on.
and-
And the Steam box. That's the Steam console.
Yeah, it's the Steam operating system.
Right.
You can
okay, yeah,
essentially
yeah.
make your own, video game console
Right.
with it.
Right.
And I am so glad that Valve is doing this because this is, because of Steambox, Linux players now are going to have access to some of these actual AAA games.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it
Well, I
is
mean-
excellent.
I mean, they've always had access as long as they ran like Windows emulators.
Well, yeah, you could run Wine,
Yeah.
which is a compatibility layer. And to be perfectly honest with you, most people that want a game on Linux, they probably, know how to use that anyway. However, being able to fully run something natively is fantastic, and I will bet you that Borderlands 2 is going to run better on Linux.
You're probably
running
right.
natively.
Yeah, probably.
But there's
I mean, it
there's
runs great now, but
there's other challenges as far as like using OpenGL as opposed to DirectX. But it just depends on the actual developer of the game
yeah.
and how they're able to utilize that. Let's see what else we got here. Elder Scrolls Online has been hit with massive layoffs.
Oh
Apparently,
wow.
Well, go figure.
Yeah. So
Didn't see that
I
coming.
told you guys as soon as this started, didn't I tell you? It'll be free to play very soon.
Yeah, it's not free to play yet though.
It will be.
No,
I believe you.
They just came out with like their big add-on to it, like last week or a week before.
Really? I don't know. I
Already?
haven't been
Man.
keeping tabs.
Yeah, I obviously don't play ESO online because it looks like dog shit.
It's
But
bad.
and testament from Cruz to that.
I played it for a few minutes. It's bad.
I'm telling you, it'll be free to play, guys.
I believe you.
In fact, I would not be surprised at all if it's free to play
But
before
here's
the
a
year's
question
out.
I have: is anyone even gonna bother playing it when it's free? Because I'm not.
Nope.
Nope. See, so
Not at all.
Yeah, I'll try it.
I think
free
for
is
me,
still too
Elder
expensive.
Scrolls like that, for me, that is a single player experience. I don't want other people in my world.
It
I don't
is,
want
thank
people
you.
running around fucking things up for me.
That's exactly
I have
the same
no
way
interest
I feel
in
about
playing
it.
that
Yes.
with other
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, it's not an Elder. As far as I'm concerned, it's not really an Elder Scrolls. It's just like it's a MMO with an Elder Scrolls veneer.
Well, now hang on a second. Until it kind of fell apart, I felt that we had a lot of fun on Lord of the Rings.
Mhm.
And I think that we could have fun, at least trying out the Elder Scrolls Online together.
No, I agree.
Playing it together,
I
that's true.
I am of the opinion that we could play Elder Scrolls Online, but it wouldn't be like Elder Scrolls.
It would be, yeah.
It's not like playing Oblivion or Morrowind or Skyrim or anything close.
It'd be like playing Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it'd be more like
But
playing
with
Lord of the
Elder
Rings.
Scrolls.
Yeah, that's fine. There's a few others that I want to try out with you guys anyway. I want to eventually do some Star Trek Online with you guys.
Nerd.
Hey, dude, it's great. Seamus will play
I
with us
know.
too. Seamus is a huge fan of
Oh yeah,
of STO.
Apparently,
Oh,
he
yeah.
is.
Oh.
You guys can just like sit and talk for like an hour and a half about Star Trek Online, and just sitting there listening, going,
And they
"Wow."
will.
Speaking about MMOs, it was something recently that came up here is that City of Heroes could be resurrected and kind of handed over to fans, if I'm understanding it properly, so that there could be like
for,
fan-run
modding?
servers. Well, City of Heroes is dead. Okay, the servers have shut down. So no one is playing City of Heroes except they're on, modded servers, which that does happen. But now, like, the company may actually release it. I might not be understanding this completely, but it could, the last version of it could, people could actually play on that legitly again. And it made me think about these MMOs that have ended. And there's not a whole lot of them. I think the most prominent one, well, other than Star Wars Galaxies, which was a giant turd ball, was the Warhammer Online, which had a very strong start and then quickly petered off. But it sold a lot of copies, and the thing about it is, when you buy a video game, you should be able to fire that game up, and
Yeah,
play
absolutely.
it. Now,
Unless you buy it from Rockstar and you have to join their
Yeah,
Join the social club.
yeah, exactly. But now people that had purchased Warhammer, they have no way of playing it unless they get on like a hack server, which is
Right.
not allowed, even though they're not making any money off the game anymore. And that's something that I think that if a company has an MMO and the MMO fails, or for whatever reason they shut it down, I think they just need to release the server files to the public. Because if they're not going to make any more money off this, if they're closing down the servers, they're not selling the game anymore, they're not taking subscriptions for the game anymore, why don't they release, the server files and let people make their own servers, release it to the community? Because people still purchase this game that they can't play anymore. And I think that's horse shit.
No, I think you have a very valid point when it comes to the public interest, but you can also make the argument from the corporate, financial interest side that if the consumer can't actually play their game now, then maybe like the next game you bring out that you can charge subscriptions for and whatever there'll be more interest in if they're not already playing a free one that's out there.
Oh, I'm sure that that's what they think. It's horse shit. But the yes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and a lot of ways, and this isn't, a lot of the MMOs that have started are still in operation today, so it's not every day that this kind of happens. And what happens a lot of times is that they will change hands as well. Pirates of the Burning Sea, changed hands twice now, or 3 times, something like that. But it's, it's still going. So it's, I can't think, there was Warhammer, Star Wars Galaxies, Matrix Online.
Jesus, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I never played that.
And I really don't know what else there was. That's the only 3 that I can think of. Oh, City of Heroes, obviously. I think, most of the others, hell, the first EverQuest is still going.
Yeah, it is.
So, dude, what the hell was it? Ultima Online, I think you can still get and play.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which was the first MMO, really, I think.
I will defer to your wisdom on that subject.
I wouldn't say wisdom. I'm definitely not an expert in that. Okay, moving on. Dead Rising 3 came out and is getting trashed by a lot of the online gaming critics.
I'm not familiar with the Dead Rising series.
Dead Rising
I know what it is,
2
but
was amazing. Absolutely,
Yeah.
just such a fun game. It's a goofy game. That's the thing. It's you know what? I can't even describe it, man. You got to play it.
all right, I will.
Dead Rising. Yeah, I never played the first one. Although we do have a version of the first one on the Wii, and my son has had a blast with that. But it's just very lighthearted, but at the same time, it's pretty dark, too. It's just such a weird mix.
Lighthearted and dark.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of comedy in it, and it's just really goofy. But at the same time, it's pretty damn violent.
So it's like Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
Wii.
But this is, for example, in the second one, who here has played Dead Rising 2?
Not me.
None of you? Okay. You're stuck in a mall, okay? And you have your daughter with you. And she was bitten by a zombie a while ago, and there's this medicine that she has to have daily injections called Zombrex, which keeps, infected people from turning. And there's a lot of, touching scenes and you can she can actually turn, and you can continue on with the game and everything after some very, very dark shit going on.
Can you eat her?
No, you can't do it.
It's not that dark.
Yeah, but it's Jesus Christ. Yeah, but anyway, but Dead Rising 3 apparently for the PC anyway is just
Piece of shit.
an unoptimized, very unoptimized game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm sure it's a great game. In fact, I would love to have it. But apparently it's just very unoptimized. And a lot of people, are really giving it a hard time. Total Biscuit pretty much tore it apart. But I guess my question is, I don't think the game is any worse on PC than it is on Xbox One or PS4. I think what people are having a fit about is that it should be so much better on the PC.
Yeah.
But it's just not.
Yeah.
And that is the problem, I believe. I have heard that too, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of stuff like SLI and Crossfire are not supported, which is just insane for a next-gen AAA game. How is that not enabled right out of the box? Now it's something that they can implement, but why the hell wouldn't they have had that ready on release? Because, and this isn't something that's coming out all at the same time. This has been out on consoles for quite a while. Yeah, exactly. And then, we're bringing it out to PC finally. Well, it's not completely where we want it, but we're going to go ahead and release it, even though we've had all the fucking time in the world to get it right.
Well, maybe
we're still going to half-ass release it. It's Capcom. That's the thing.
Counting their money.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Oh, man.
Maybe they had diarrhea. They just couldn't.
Yeah, for like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The whole lot of them.
Well, I love Capcom. But this really pisses me off. Oh, anyway, as far as companies that piss people off, the Sims 4 is out.
I'm a Sim. I will say that I'm a Sims fan. I liked the first one, the second one, and I really liked the third one. And I was looking forward to playing the fourth one, but I haven't yet, and I haven't seen any footage on it or anything, and I really haven't heard too much about it either. So everything you guys are going to say right now is new to me.
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about it except the one thing that I can say: Electronic Arts can suck my.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the Sims series died when it went to like that little, like, I'm gonna build a house for like one dude and his like swim trunks and his gas furnace and his toilet.
Well, dude, I mean, you make it how you want it. I mean, you don't have to play it like that.
No. The Sim series lived and died at Sim City.
Oh, SimCity.
And as far as I'm concerned, SimCity 4 was the last legit version of Sim anything.
Are they related, the two franchises?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
created by Maxis back
okay.
in the day, and they created SimCity and Sim Ant and some
Sim Earth.
some Sim other things.
Wasn't it on the Super Nintendo version of SimCity where like Bowser would come out of the ocean and wreck your city?
Yeah, I think so. Instead of Godzilla or whatever.
Yeah, instead of like a
Forgot
Godzilla
about that.
creature, you would have Bowser.
Dude, that was an excellent fucking game for Super Nintendo.
I never played it for Nintendo.
See,
I played it for the fucking PC.
Everybody,
Well, I did too.
I have a story about this actually. Everybody at school was talking about how awesome SimCity was, and I had never heard about it. So I went to Blockbuster and I rented it and I played it for a while. I'm like, what the hell? This is a bag of shit. But I had actually rented a game called Slime City.
Oh, Slime City.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
just,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it was just this really terrible game. I don't even. Yeah.
Do you
Played
just
it for
go
like
into
20
the
minutes.
rental place and just grab anything willy nilly and just hope that it's?
Yeah, pretty much.
know,
I would always try out
boy and his
games
blob.
that I never heard of. Like I remember this one fighting game, and it was called Hey Punk, Are You Tough Enough? And it was the worst fucking fighting game ever.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Double Dragon 2.
Double Dragon 3. God.
Remember the Double Dragon movie?
Yeah, the Double Dragon
that was
franchise took a
terrible.
big old. Oh god, it's done. I think
It died a long time ago.
the last Double Dragon game that was worth anything was Battletoads and Double Dragon. That was
the fuck?
that was
game.
great, man. I had a lot of fun with that. But that was kind of a rarity because Double Dragon 3 sucked, and then Double Dragon 5, which was based off of the Double Dragon cartoon, and it was
Oh
like a
my
fighting
God, yeah.
game, and it was terrible.
Billy and Jimmy.
But I think if I remember right, Double Dragon 5 was one of those games where it was on like everything. It was on Super Nintendo, it was on Sega Genesis, it was on 3DO, PC, Atari Jaguar.
Yeah,
It was
damn.
time.
Yeah, it was one of those games where it was, if you had a console, you could play that game. The problem was that nobody wanted to play that game.
No one wanted it. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got going on here. Apparently, beta codes have gone out for Mighty Number 9. And if you are one of those people, I hate you, and you need to give me your beta code.
I have no idea what you're
What
talking
is
about.
Mighty Number 9?
Mighty Number 9 is it's Mega Man, basically. Classic Mega Man.
Oh.
It was
okay.
made by the same dude that originally did Mega Man, but it's just a completely different, company. And it looks fantastic. It's side scroller. It's a Mega Man game. It's
Mhm.
but it looks so good, and I'm so jealous. I want to play that game. And it's going to be multi-platform. It's going to be on all all three consoles and on the PC, plus probably on the handhelds too. I would imagine.
Nice. The last Mega Man game I played actually was Mega Man 2.5, which was like the newer Mega Man that they just released not too long ago, and it was like 2.5D. It was a side scroller, but it still had like depth and stuff would turn and whatever.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I played that multiplayer actually with a buddy of mine, and man, it's a fucking Mega Man game. It was hard as shit.
I have played every. Okay, no, I need to take that back. I have played all of the classic series. I had played all of the X series except for Command Mission. And I had played all of the Zero series, and just every single one of them. Well, the last few of the X series was meh, because it was supposed to end at like Mega Man X4, and then Capcom's like, no, keep it going, keep the money coming in. And so the other ones were kind of rushed. But yeah, the first 4X, absolutely amazing. If you've never played the Mega Man X series, you need to play the first 4, or your life is not complete.
Alright, well, I've only played the Mega Man on NES.
Oh, wow.
Like the 4 or 5, or what was it, maybe 6 that were on the regular NES.
I think there were 9 or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Well, and I'm really happy that the first 3, anyway, are going to be, or already are, on Virtual Console. For the, probably for all of them. I know for certain for the Wii U, and probably for the 3DS as well. Which is really good that they have released Mega Man X3, because to buy a physical copy of Mega Man X3 for the Super Nintendo, it's like $80 for that cartridge.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's super rare, but man, what a great game. X4 was on the PlayStation. So and that was that was a good game too, but it made the jump to 32-bit, and but it was still a side scroller, but it looked gorgeous. So yeah, absolutely wonderful games. See, that's all the gaming news that I have. Does anyone else have any video game stuff that they want to touch on before we move on?
I was going to ask you guys what you thought of Steam's kind of like their early access program, and I'm only asking because there was that whole issue with the Stomping Grounds. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. It was an early access game. It was like a survival game with dinosaurs, and it came out, I think it was like $25, and it came out and it didn't have a lot to it. The videos and stuff that they had put up weren't representative of what was in the game. They never updated the game, and Steam has now pulled the game. Like, you can't buy it anymore. Like, it's gone.
Oh, damn. Wow. I was wondering what happened to that, because I remember there was a few
Steam,
YouTubers that put out a couple videos on that.
I think it was sometime this week, actually. They've pulled the game. So, like, and there are a lot of people who are demanding refunds, and should they get them? Because it's...
Well, yeah.
I think they should get refunds, yeah.
They never had a completed game.
It's early access. It wasn't a completed game to begin with. Like,
yes,
that is true, that you are taking that risk.
Yes.
But...
No, but you are buying the promise of a future finished game.
Plus, if you buy a game, I think if you buy an early access game through Steam, and Steam decides to pull the game, then they should give you a refund.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if they wanted to keep it around and the people that made the game didn't want to update it or whatever, that's a different story. But if Steam takes it down themselves, like takes the game off their list, then they should be responsible for the
well, Steam
refunds.
is also, as far as I'm aware, they've also, the developer for the game, they've also removed the developer tag from that person's Steam account.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Ouch. Rubbing salt in the wound. Damn.
Well, I think it had been 2 or 3 months, and there was never an update, and they had a bunch of excuses as to why. And
you know that PSJ actually did a couple videos on that. So you can't tell me that it had no exposure.
No, I mean, yeah, there were definitely people who made videos of it, and people were hoping that it would kind of... They actually, originally they had a Kickstarter, and they asked for, I think it was like $20,000, which should have been a hint that this game was probably not... You can't make a game for $20,000.
No.
And they actually got over $100,000 for the Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so what he did? He was just living it up.
Well, that's the assumption.
With all the cocaine and
hookers.
You know, they definitely made more than they were asking for on Kickstarter. They brought it to Steam. They sold it for $25, and then it just never got any better.
It was a pretty damn cool concept.
It was, but they never.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they haven't really said why. It never updated or anything, and now it's gone. So, yeah, a lot of people are demanding refunds, and some people are in the, hey, it's an early access game, that's the risk you take camp, and then other people are like, well, no. There should be some sort of refund if even Steam has decided this game isn't worth selling.
Well,
Right.
if an early access game doesn't ever get updated, then I think you deserve a refund purely on that basis.
Yeah.
And then if Steam decides to remove it, then you should absolutely, without a positive doubt of whatsoever, you should get
Yeah.
a
Well,
refund
are there
too. So.
any
Absolutely.
requirements for developers to like actually finish their games when they're in early access, or no?
Well, I presume Steam has, not Steve, but Steam has some sort of requirements for game developers to actually like develop their fucking games.
Make
Yeah, I'm
progress.
sure it's there in the agreement. The problem
Yeah.
is that there are okay, if you are labeled, boy, I don't know, I might be speaking out of my ass here, but from what I understand, if you are labeled as a developer, then you don't have to get any kind of permission. You can just put your work up on Steam. You have free reign to put up your stuff without Steam like actually approving it. So that's a problem. But it sounds like this game had gotten like greenlit, obviously because it was from an upstart developer. So I'm sure that he violated some kind of stuff going on. Maybe he died. I don't know.
So far,
That's a possibility.
actually, I think
Does
if I'm not
happen.
mistaken,
People
I
do
think
die.
the other thing is like the. Oh, is that? Oh no, I won't bring that up because that might not be the case. But in any case, yeah, the game is gone and people are demanding refunds, and I don't know. I don't think they're gonna get them because I don't think Steam is a big refund place. They don't tend to give a lot of refunds, from what I remember.
It depends on how big of a stink it is, because remember they did offer refunds for the War Z when that whole fiasco happened.
Which is weird because they let the game back on under the title of Infestation Stories.
Yeah, well, the title was pulled for a while, and the Infestation Survivor Stories, they had to change the title because they were being sued from the World War
Yeah.
Z. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, as far as the early access goes, well, I mean, what else can you say? Buyer beware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. And there are certain games that I have pre-ordered. One of them I kind of regret, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe a couple of them I regret. I don't know. But it depends on the type of game. Obviously, I'm only ever going to not pre-order, to early access, like a sandboxy type game, something that has a lot of replayability. But yeah, and I guess it just depends on.
I mean, personally, I have a general policy of like I don't buy early access
Yeah.
games. But that doesn't mean that there aren't ones that I look forward to. Like, I absolutely want Crypt of the Necrodancer, because that game looks amazing and cute and adorable, and I want it. And
I'm gonna buy it for
I
you.
don't know, have you guys seen... Oh my god, that game looks fantastic! I'm so excited. I can't wait till it comes out. I'm like, get out of early access so I can own you already. And then, Gang Beasts.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that game looks
I'll
fun.
Gang
That-
beast you.
Super fun. Absolutely want it. And the
Hilarious.
minute it comes out of early yeah, God, it's so funny. The minute it comes out of early access, I want it.
I'm on that one too.
But
yeah.
just
I'm,
I have a
I'll
general
probably
rule,
break
like,
down.
Yeah, in early access, I don't feel comfortable getting early access games because I feel like there's.
Is that
No,
like
it's,
another musical
I don't
game
even
or
know how to
something?
describe it.
You're
Okay.
like little mushy people who just beat the hell
Walk
out of
around
each
and
other.
yeah, they just walk. You have a hard time like moving around because you're just flopping everywhere or whatever, and like you just go around and you beat people up,
What the
and it's
fuck?
hilarious.
It is. It is really funny. Gang Beasts. And
Gang-
What's it called?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think at the moment
Gang
you kind of
Beasts.
I think you max out at 4 people who can play together.
Yeah.
But it's
But there's-
hilarious.
That from what I've seen, there's like no point to the game really. You just
You know,
go around these different scenes and
You just beat each
Just
other
be
up at
yourself.
different
Yeah,
like
exactly.
arenas,
Have you guys-
pretty much.
yeah.
have you guys seen the Escapists? That little 8-bit
have.
game. Yeah, that looks pretty cool too.
That looks really
Escapist.
good.
Yeah, I want that, but it's still very early in its development too.
Yeah.
But I think it's like $10 early access if you want it. But that even seems a little
I don't know.
steep.
I don't know.
honestly. I mean, it's only $10, but yeah, I don't know.
I just feel more secure
I'm-
once it's a full release, and it doesn't guarantee that it won't be a shitty game. But I feel better with it not being.
Well,
an
by
early
then you're
access.
gonna have some idea.
Right. You know, that's them kind of being like, this is our complete game right now, sort of.
I think that early access a lot of times is better than pre-order, depending on the game itself. And I can always default to the Aliens, Colonial
Oh,
Marines
yeah.
for that
Yeah.
particular thing, or Watch Dogs to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
A lot of games.
But anyway, yeah,
Yeah, I think,
quite
I
a
think the
few.
only pre-order I have is Witcher 3 because it's the fucking Witcher
Yeah,
3,
yeah.
and I will absolutely own that game. But other than that, no, I don't think there's anything I pre-ordered.
I have a
I
few.
can
I
think of.
actually just recently started putting things in my wish list on Steam. I have 2 things in there now.
He's waiting for Gurr or Common to just like decide to buy him stuff.
One of my friends is going to buy them for me. I have The Evil Within, which I'm incredibly excited about and very optimistic about. And
Isn't that the Telltale games?
no, that's
thing?
Bethesda, man.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
super horror thing, man. You should check out
Yeah,
some of
yeah, dude.
the
It's-
trailers for it.
It's pretty wicked.
Okay.
And then
Cruise will last 10 minutes.
probably yeah. No, but yeah, that comes out October 14th, I want to say. So that's actually just around the corner. I'm definitely going to be
Okay.
playing that. And the other game in my wish list is that Lichdom Battle Mage game.
Oh,
Just 'cause-
yeah.
Okay.
It looks like Borderlands with magic.
Well,
Oh yes, I
only
saw
not
that.
as cool.
Not as cool, but whatever.
But
It's a start.
Borderlands with magic would be fucking dope as
Dude,
shit.
imagine that.
We need to kickstart that.
We do.
Have any of you pre-ordered the Borderlands pre-sequel?
I'm not going to pre-order it, but I am going to buy it the day it
I
comes
don't
out.
believe in pre-ordering anything
I do.
Okay.
because you don't.
I
There's no
don't. Yeah,
reason
not,
to.
not in the day of non-retail.
Cruise
Yeah,
is the
but
ideal
here it is.
customer.
It's like you have that. It gives you a good feeling when you pre-order. You're like, yep, I own that shit.
Yeah, but there's
Even
no
though I can't play it, I own it.
But
So then,
there's
like,
no
later,
reason to
you can-
pre-order in this day and age when it's
No, there's
not like
not.
a
I
physical CD.
No, I know. I
Doesn't
understand
matter.
that. I totally understand that. But still, think
It
like
makes them feel warm
30
and fuzzy
years down the
for
road, you could be
pre-orders.
talking to your grandkids, and you could be like, I remember the day I pre-ordered the Borderlands pre-sequel. I had it like a month before it came out, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, Grandpa, that's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
but what about Hijack?
Yeah.
He bought it like the week it came out for $5
I'll be like, yeah,
cheaper.
I was like, that asshole.
But
Didn't
he didn't
have
get
it as
this
soon as I did.
awesome like Pikachu hat in game.
Yeah.
No, I can't comment. I pre-ordered The
Mm-hmm.
Witcher 3 the day that they allowed it, like back in
Yeah.
June. So I really have no room to.
You
talk about
consumer puppet. You made
Oh
me
my
sick.
god! They had a summer conference or whatever. I watched that, and they were like, "And you can pre-order it now."
Dude.
And it was like, click. It's
Yeah, that game
mine.
looks fucking wicked.
I haven't even played Witcher 2, man. I've got it
Man.
on standby.
I've
It's
never
just
played
sitting
it.
here.
Me
I've
either.
never
I didn't
played any
finish
Witcher
it,
games. I've never even seen any Witcher games.
I didn't
I-
finish it, but I played the crap out of The Witcher
I
2.
intentionally have not watched any footage of it because I want to do it like totally blind and unspoiled.
Oh yeah,
but-
yeah.
All right, moving on to broader entertainment news. Ironically, it's all about comic book movies.
Oh, naturally.
Jesus.
Go figure.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. Nope, no, nothing new about Ant-Man. However, Stan Lee himself, Stan the Man, Excelsior, has confirmed that there is a Black Panther movie happening.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
Yeah, you know, I used to
So,
have
I'm
some
stoked
Black
about that.
Panther comics from the early 80s.
You know, the first comic book that I ever actually read had Black Panther in it. It was actually a, I believe it was a Fantastic Four comic book, and the X Factor was in
Oh,
it.
really?
And Black Panther. Yep.
X Factor, Black
So that
Panther,
was-
and the Fantastic Four. That's an interesting mix-up there.
And that was the original X Factor, where it was the original X-Men team had broken away, and there weren't the X-Men anymore. They were X Factor, and it was before Beast was blue and hairy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was a while
I
ago.
don't remember anything about the X Factor that old.
Yeah, I don't really understand the story of why they were no longer the X-Men, but then they were the X Factor.
Well, X Factor
then they-
became like a federal government force, like special forces of mutants or something.
Yeah, something like that. I remember it was the leader was Havoc, which was Cyclops' brother.
But that was later.
But I don't really. That was much later. So I don't, I don't know much about X Factor.
Hey, I used to read a lot of X Factor, but I never had any inkling whatsoever that they went that far back before Beast was Harry.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't even remember what the story was about in that book, but I remember Black Panther was in it. So that was my so he was one of the in one of the first comic or in the first comic book that I ever actually read. Oh Jesus, that was loud. Sorry. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, this is interesting. Reportedly, Wesley Snipes is reprising his role as Blade.
Okay, well, good for him.
Now we're talking.
Oh.
I mean,
Well, but here's the interesting thing. The rights to the Blade film franchise have reverted to Marvel Studios.
ooh.
So here's the question. Is Wesley Snipes reprising his role as Blade in a reboot of Blade, or has Marvel somehow gotten the rights to the back catalog of
I
movies?
think it would be
first three.
safe to assume that it's going to be a reboot, and it's probably going to be dope
That-
as shit.
It's probably gonna be fucking
Yeah.
awesome, yeah.
And you know, I know that a lot of people aren't necessarily going to share this, but man, Wesley Snipes owned that role.
yeah, I thought he was
Absolutely
great.
owned that
Yeah,
role.
I agree.
And the funny thing is, I think that if you look in the comic books, kind of slowly over time, the comic book Blade has started to look more and more like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Because
I
he- yeah.
think that,
A lot of comics
Blade-
do that now.
Wesley Snipes
though, right?
Yeah.
is Blade, and Blade is Wesley Snipes. I mean, that's just sort of how it evolved.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
And
originally...
Chris
it
Christopherson
was-
is Whistler.
What the fuck, Whistler? What? Oh, never mind.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson.
But he's dead. I mean, in the movie.
Yeah, not relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm kind of hoping for a reboot because I think that Marvel Studios could do an absolutely fantastic job, and it would be the first of the Marvel Studios movies that would have a much darker tone to them.
I know
And
Guillermo del Toro did the second one. I know that, right? And that one was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, with the Reapers.
Yes, dude. Oh,
yeah,
that was awesome.
great. I enjoyed all three of them.
I did
know
too.
That people
I liked
hate
it.
on the third one.
Everyone hates
but
the
I
third
loved
one.
it.
I liked it too. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we're together on that. Finally,
Yeah.
something we can
It
agree
had a
on.
couple good points.
It was good.
For us to
I
like
even-
and
I
shake
even
off
think-
cock or something.
I even think that Ryan Reynolds was good in it.
I
think
do
he
too.
was good in it.
We had this conversation during the first podcast, so we're
Oh,
not
did
going to
we?
have it again.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
remember that. I don't remember that.
So we're going to skip over that, but yeah, it was great, and I love the marketing behind the third one too. You know, at first he fought their gods, then he fought their demons. Now he'll face their history.
Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome. It was cheesy, and I loved it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it was good.
So
man.
anyway, I'll definitely be watching that because I guess I kind of hope it's a reboot, but I guess we'll see. I think it has to be
I
a
think it
reboot.
pretty much has to be. Or it has to not make any sort of reference to the previous ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, that could be the case too. What else we got here? Dwayne The Rock Johnson is confirmed to be playing Black Adam in the upcoming Shazam movie.
There were a couple of people at work talking about this today.
He looks like he's made for that role, man. He actually looks like Black Adam.
I've never heard of that person until today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's this. I mean, you know Shazam, right?
I do now.
You never heard of Shazam
wow.
before today?
I've probably heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, it's interesting
He's
because
kind of a third
whenever
tier kind of knockoff Superman.
well, he's older than Superman.
Yeah, but what he is now is he's like a third tier knockoff Superman.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, Shazam, or Captain Marvel is the actual character's name, who was granted his power from the wizard Shazam. And he's actually like a little kid, Billy Batson.
Yeah, it's
But
an
when he,
extremely
when he
stupid
yells-
story.
Oh, it's so dumb, but it's absolute classic.
Yeah,
but
it is
that
classic.
comic book was actually acquired by DC. In like the 1940s or something. But yeah, Black Adam is actually a character. I'm not huge into DC, but I've always really liked Black Adam. And The Rock just looks like him. It's perfect role for him, so I'm actually really happy about that. I am really surprised that there's a Shazam movie coming out. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, it can't possibly be any good.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, if Marvel was handling it, I'd have a little more faith, but DC's track record isn't great so far.
No
I know.
movie based on a little kid becoming a full-grown Superman, like by saying the magic word Shazam, can possibly be good.
People might have said that about a walking tree and a talking raccoon too.
That's true.
But you know, I'm on the same page with you. I don't. It's going to be really hard to pull that off.
Can't be any worse than The Dark Knight.
Fuck you.
Dark Knight Returns was so much worse. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was.
I don't think they were. Neither one of them were particularly bad movies. I enjoyed them.
No, they weren't particularly bad. Dark
So
Knight was awesome. Dark Knight Returns was, I don't know, I thought it was kind of average.
It didn't live up to the standards of the second
no,
one, for
it
sure.
sure as hell didn't.
I didn't like the second one. I loved the first one. First one was awesome.
You didn't like The Dark Knight, really?
I didn't like it. Not that I didn't hate it.
Dude, you just lost half your
But-
subscribers right there.
Well, I don't care. This is me, man. I did not
Nice.
care for the. I did not care for
No,
it.
Dark Knight was dope. Dark Knight
It
Returns
wasn't horrible.
was just marginal. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I watched it once in the theaters.
You know, like all the cops rioting in the streets, it looked really stupid. There was a lot of stupid things in The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's actually the last little bit of movie news I have.
All right.
Alright.
And I didn't really have a whole lot else. There was another, or one more story that caught my eye. A new dinosaur has been unearthed. Have you heard about this?
The
No.
mega
No.
huge dinosaur.
The
The mega
the
huge.
Dreadnoughtus.
Dreadnoughtus, yes.
Yes.
That sounds awesome.
Yes, so far, they believe, well, no, they know, this is the largest land animal that has ever been discovered.
All right.
85 feet long.
Jesus
2
Christ.
stories
Wow.
tall at the shoulder. 65 tons.
Yeah, its femur is like 10 feet tall.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
it's insane. It's a sauropod,
Wow.
obviously.
Vegisaurus?
Yeah, Vegisaurus.
All right.
Jesus. Sauropod, man, long neck, you know.
Well, I mean, he needs
Yeah.
his Jurassic Park reference to...
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be right if I
likes
didn't make one.
Vegisaurus.
Yeah, man, that's found it down in Argentina, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and I think it's currently in the hands of Drexel University for a couple years before it's going to be repatriated.
I think they're still excavating it, aren't they?
I don't know that for sure, but I know that the fossils will first go to Drexel, and then after a couple years of study, will be repatriated back to Argentina.
Can you imagine the poop?
Oh my God,
I bet
dude.
it's very
Oh,
like
jeez.
full of grass and stuff. Very, very,
I
very
bet.
I
fibrous.
believe they were browsers and not
Very, very
grazers. so-
fibrous.
They
Yeah,
probably
lots of
poop
leaves.
like hippos. Imagine that.
No, their tails are too big, man.
Oh.
They can't move them.
Dude,
they
that
can't
would
move
be
their
a
tails
shit
like hippos.
hurricane.
Dude. Shitstorm.
A literal
Epic
shitstorm.
proportion, yeah.
Now, is that something all
Oh,
hippos
man.
do, or is that was just like that one hippo did in that one YouTube video?
don't-
No, that's something
That's
that
all of
hippos
them, right?
do. I don't know if they do it every time. I don't think they do it all the time. But that
When
is
the
just
shit
something
hits the
that
fan.
that hippos do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
They share.
They're
which is good.
fertilizing the landscape.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm out of talking points.
All
What else you got?
I got nothing.
We're only an hour in, so make
Yeah,
some
we
shit
gotta
up.
come up with a little bit of filler here, and a lot of this has got to get edited out too. So we're really short.
Yeah,
We got about 10 minutes of usable footage.
it's a little more than that. Okay, I want to share a story with you, and now we're not related to video games anymore, but I know that I was talking to you about this, Hijack, but
Yeah.
I was in an argument for like a half an hour with somebody who just would not believe me and would not accept that the blood in your body is not ever blue.
Oh,
Ever.
yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Teachers, please stop saying this to your children. The blood in your veins
blood
is
is-
not blue unless you're a horseshoe crab or an Andorian.
Yeah.
Blood is not blue, okay? Just can we please?
Yeah, I remember hearing
And,
that as a
and
kid.
Let's just be clear. Andorians are from Star Trek, and they're not real kids. So if you're
Dude,
listening to this,
hijack. Shut up.
Yeah, neither of those crabs he was talking about. Those aren't real.
I'll make believe.
The horseshoe crabs,
Yeah. Shit's not real.
there's
they don't look
nothing-
like it, man. They look like they're from another planet.
Yeah, I remember hearing that when I was a kid, like, and yeah, I didn't really think about it much at the time, but it didn't like last long in my brain.
Yeah.
Where I thought, oh, blood must be blue.
Did it?
Yeah, I always
would it-
kind of thought it was.
Would it
hokey.
shock you to know that to learn that I've actually heard that from an RN?
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
That's
You need to live in like
disappointing.
more than get out of your fucking like fundamentalist like backward village
No,
somewhere landlocked in Afghanistan.
no.
Get back to the
I will reclaim this land now. Oh, it's done for. I need to burn it from afar.
Jeez.
My
What are the other? There's a few other things I remember hearing in school, and even back then I knew was absolute crap, and some stuff I didn't know until later was absolute crap. Like, did any of you guys in school get taught about the tongue map?
No.
No.
What's the
Oh,
tongue
yes,
map?
you did. You know where they have your tongue divided, and there's sweet and sour and salty and bitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
still teach that in school too, and that's absolute horse shit. There's
Horse
absolute
shit.
no truth to that at all. The tongue map is completely bogus, and that's still taught.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
And the thing about it is, it's one of those things where, like the tongue map, for example, isn't in textbooks as far as I know. I think where it comes from is like the little teachers' aids, where the teachers go to like little stores for teachers, and they can buy charts and maps and stuff like that, to display.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where it comes from. They buy this, and then during health class, they'll, they have like a pull down chart of the tongue, and
Yeah.
so it's from a company that doesn't care or have anything to do with actual science. You know what I mean? They just make props for classrooms. I'll bet you where
Right,
that's come
right.
from. And I think the other big thing that kids to this day are still taught in school is, the ever famous Columbus discovered the world is round.
Oh yeah, totally
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, we all believe that. In fact, I remember watching a video, like a little cartoon, in like third grade, where it was dramatizing this, and it showed, and he's like, one day Columbus was, eating an apple, and then on the other side of an apple, a butterfly landed, and the butterfly looked like the sails of a ship coming up from around the other side, and he knew from that point on that the world was round. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, that's a very creative depiction of
It
some
is.
dog shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was well known amongst educated persons during that time that the world was round.
We had
It was-
globes at that time, actually, with people.
Yeah, it was no secret. Anyone who had an education at that time knew that the world was round. And in fact, anyone who had had education since ancient times, we're talking before Christ, knew that the world was round.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't anybody. It didn't take, even before we had the measurements, it wasn't necessarily that hard to figure out that when you could see a boat disappear over the horizon, and that boat came back. So obviously there's some curvature going on here.
Well, yeah, but it was proved mathematically in like 300 BC.
Aristosthenes, right?
I
Was
don't
that the
remember
guy's name?
I don't remember the guy's name exactly, but
Yeah.
he was an Egyptian mathematician. He proved it way back in the day.
Yep, he actually paid somebody to pace off the distance from his place in Egypt to a well many miles away, and it turned out that there was the well was actually perfectly on the equator, just by happenstance.
That's a long ways away from his house in Egypt.
Yeah, he paid somebody to actually pace it.
Did he pay for the security for that guy?
I have no idea.
That was a hell of a journey.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because that's like past Numidia or New.
It was quite the jog. So,
Yeah, it was past what is now called Sudan and had a different name back then, which I can't remember exactly right now.
yeah, I have no idea.
Past Cyrodiil.
Historical geography.
Tamriel.
No, thank you.
Nubidia, I think that's what they called it then, Nubidia. Because the people from there were nubiles.
That sounds like an insult.
Yeah.
It wasn't an insult. It was just
Fucking nubile. We call them newbies nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of like school days, I actually got in trouble one time for informing my teacher that pencils didn't actually have lead in them.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This was 4th grade. Mrs. Swanbaum, her first year out of the university.
Swanbaum.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's
That's a
stuck
hell.
with you.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name.
well, I remember all my teachers' names, but this is 4th grade. It was her first year ever teaching class. It was her first year out of the University of Nebraska, where she played on the volleyball team. She was very fond of mentioning. And yeah, she was, for whatever reason, talking about pencils and pencil lead, and I raised my hand and said, Mrs. Swanbaum, they're not actually made out of lead, it's graphite. And she said, no, you're wrong. It's lead. And I said, no, you're wrong. It's graphite. So I got a note pinned to my jacket for my mom.
Oh man.
I had and I know I've told you about this, but I had a similar experience, and let's see, it was Mrs. Moody, so it would have been 2nd grade. And what a great name, right, for a teacher, Mrs. Moody. But she did the the argument about the seasons coming, the seasons change because of the distance of the Earth from the sun. And I tried to logically explain to her that can't be the case, because why is it winter in Australia if it's summer here?
Mm-hmm.
And I argued this fact with her, and had a note sent home to my mother.
All right, well, for our listeners, it's actually the tilt of the Earth in
Yes.
respect to the sun. Just in case you're wondering and you're a young, uneducated person listening to this right now.
Yep.
Or an old, uneducated person listening to this right now. For that matter.
I would hope that would be common knowledge nowadays, but I never know,
Yeah,
because apparently they
yeah.
still sometimes kids still learn this shit in school.
Yeah, you can't assume anything anymore.
All right. Well, how about is there any upcoming games or movies you guys are
we're
looking
past
forward
that.
We
No.
could
Are
still
we?
talk about it.
Yeah.
Upcoming movies.
Upcoming movies.
Well, I am actually a little bit interested in seeing the conclusion to the Hobbit series.
Yes.
Yes, as am I. December, right? I think.
Yeah, it's December, so that's a little bit ways. It's a fair,
Yeah.
long ways away. But yeah, I am very much interested in seeing the conclusion of the Hobbit series, even though I would been far from starstruck with the previous two.
This should have been.
I enjoyed them a lot.
This should have been 2
but
movies.
You think
The whole
3
thing.
was
too many?
yes, absolutely 3 was too many. This should have been 2 movies, and it would have been fine.
The second one was a lot better than the first one. I'll give it that. The first one had a bunch of filler in it, which was just terrible. Particularly like the mountains getting up and fighting with each other.
Oh, that was fucking
It
awesome.
was pretty spectacular looking.
Yeah, but it ruins the entire world. It's like, if this kind of thing happens in your world, nothing you do matters. You are a meaningless ant.
So it's just awesome.
It's,
Maybe that's the
so
point.
the mountains get up and, box for a little while, and whenever they feel like getting up and boxing, it doesn't matter what the fuck any of the pathetic mortals or even, like, immortals, like, down on the walking around scurrying across the surface matter. They're just meaningless bacteria to these
Yeah.
giants, these
It's
gods.
just a movie, man.
No, yeah,
It's just for entertainment.
well, yeah, of course, and
it was fucking awesome.
no, it was ruinous.
I don't
It-
think
it
I
was-
agree with you on that. It was a really cool scene, but it was kind of a pointless scene.
Well, it was totally
Shut up,
pointless.
Sypha.
And it was it totally ruined the immersion. It's like, wait, if this kind of thing goes on in this world, nothing else matters.
So you just kill yourself
Well.
if the mountains stood up and started boxing.
You might as well.
Or you wouldn't have
'cause you're
to.
nothing. And yeah, because who knows, the mountains might just get up and just fucking step on you at any given moment.
We got nukes, man. We can level them.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
bit of a difference between our world and their world. Our mountains don't get up and box, and we have nukes.
Yep.
Their mountains get up and box, and they don't have nukes. And even if you had a nuke, you couldn't fucking waste a mountain. You might be able to skin it.
I saw that one movie where they blew up a whole fucking comet, so I know what nukes can do.
As I recall, they drilled a very specific hole down a very specific crevice to split it very specifically.
And for some reason, they had a golf cart with a machine gun.
What movie are you guys talking about?
Armageddon.
Again,
Oh yeah, never seen it.
On a comet.
you've never seen
I've never
Dude,
seen
it is.
I've
Okay,
never
here's the
seen
thing.
it.
It's actually really funny how scientifically inaccurate this movie is in
Okay,
every
like Volcano.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think. What did I hear? If you average out the amount of scientifically inaccurate scenes in the movie, what it equals out to is that the movie averages something scientifically inaccurate every 8 seconds.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Oh, wow.
really
That's awesome.
terrible. But the thing about it is, it's such a great movie.
It is fun to watch. I gotta give it that.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, this is something that didn't try to be accurate at all.
Oh, okay.
But it really is it's like one of the things where they're in the space shuttles, right?
Yeah,
And they're
dual
steering.
space
Yeah,
shuttles.
they're steering these things like jet fighters, like through space. These things are
Yeah.
moving around like they're actually moving through air, like a freaking jet.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty. It was an entertaining scene though. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, you should. Bruce Willis,
Yeah.
Ben Affleck,
Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. Yeah.
Yep.
Who was the hot girl? Liv Tyler, back when she was
Liv
young.
Tyler.
Before she had, was all old and had crow's feet and everything.
Wow,
What a dick.
you're an asshole.
Audible sigh.
Yeah.
What was the other one? There was Deep Impact was the other one that was similar to that came out. I like that one.
That came out the same year, I think.
Yeah.
Except they didn't actually. They didn't go up and visit the comet or the asteroid or whatever.
Yeah, they did.
didn't
There
have
was
an
there was
Aerosmith
that was the difference. There was a team that was in space that saved the day, but the difference is the movie didn't focus on the astronauts, whereas Armageddon, the movie, focused on the astronauts.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
actually, what they could have done was combine the two movies together. You know what I mean? And they actually could have made two movies that happened in the same. The same world from different perspectives,
But in Deep Impact, it actually hit, whereas in Armageddon, they actually split
No, it didn't. No.
And the smaller piece hit or whatever, and it didn't destroy the world like it was going to.
Well, yeah. In Deep Impact, the astronauts sacrificed themselves to, save the world. But in Deep Impact, everything worked out peachy in both
And
movies.
Morgan Freeman was president.
As he should be.
No,
I agree.
No, he should not be.
Yeah. I'd vote for him.
Penguin narrator / granddaughter fornicator.
Oh my
should not be
God! No,
president.
he's not. Unless you can show me a validated picture of him with his hand up her skirt. There's no evidence to support this. But he's Morgan fucking Freeman.
He was really great as Izim in fucking Robin Hood. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
he was. He was really great as God too. So,
I don't know about that. I'm not sure I actually approved of any of his roles when he was God.
oh, I
When he was
loved
more
him,
than
man.
one.
I loved Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah. You never saw it?
I'm sure he was God in 2 or 3 other movies, right?
No, he was. Well, there was Bruce Almighty, and then there was Evan Almighty. Evan Almighty was terrible. Bruce Almighty, I don't think it's probably. It probably hasn't aged very well with the comedy in it. But there was a couple scenes where I was laughing so hard I couldn't catch my breath. You guys, you other two have seen Bruce Almighty, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, God. All right, guys, I think that is going to do it for this week. Thank you all for joining me, and to my other hosts, thank you very much.
Thank
Right
you.
on.
Pleasure being here.
And we hope that we'll all see you next time.